Hey guys, I am back and today I am going to be doing another get ready with me, and this video was very strongly inspired by Hannah Louise Poston. I will link her channel and the video that I'm referencing down below for your viewing pleasure. But she recently did a video where she kind of like did a get ready with me and looked at, I think it was like Vogue's predicted summer makeup trends for 2023, and then shopped her stash for them, and then like it was kind of a shop my stash slash get ready with me. But she also kind of went into like the theory of aesthetics behind each of the choices. I'm just going to like be putting them on my face as kind of like a challenge. This is just like me getting ready. I'm gonna film another video and run some errands, so hopefully I don't look too insane. And I just wanted to like see, because I'm gonna be honest, I've never really been like up with the most recent trends, so I kind of wanted to see like if I'm cool enough to pull them off. I don't know, that sounds so silly. I'll kind of like explain that thought process more, but for now, let's jump into the makeup and I can chat while we apply it. So I looked at Cosmopolitan's 13 summer trends to watch out for. I will link it down below. Spoiler alert, there are not 13 in this list. I've scrolled through it like 7 times. There are 9. There are 9 summer trends. I don't know if like I have to pay for the Cosmopolitan subscription to see the other 4. I can only see 9. And I've separated them in front of me into face, eyes, and lips. One of them is kind of a face and eyes and lips like trend all in one. And I'm going to try to do as many of these as possible, but not completely sure how I'm going to make that work. So I have on moisturizer and sunscreen, and I am going to kind of dip into some products that I don't normally reach into to create these looks. So for face, the 4 that they talked about were ultra glossy cheekbones, which I'm very excited for this trend, underpainting, fresh skin, and strong blush. So fresh skin basically just means like not wearing a lot of face makeup, which I think is funny that it goes hand in hand with underpainting, because when I think of underpainting, I think of like the Kardashians or like Scott Barnes. I don't know if anyone has seen his videos where he glams like Tati or J-Lo or someone, but he goes in like very full coverage with the underpainting. So I'm gonna try and dabble in these. But to start, to get that glass skin, I was gonna try and mix this Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in the shade Champagne Pop with, I think I'm gonna mix it with this Laura Mercier Pure Canvas Power Primer Supercharged Essence. So I'm just gonna like really get all of this in. So I'm just gonna take like a pump of this in my palm, and then I'm gonna take maybe, that was 1 dropper full. This stuff is so much thicker than I think it's going to be. Let's start with 2 droppers of the Supercharged Essence. It feels nice. I feel like this essence stuff, oh, I may have used too much. It's okay, we'll blend. I feel like this essence stuff is going to be my absolute like pride and joy in the winter, because it's, when you use enough, the first time I used it I thought it was mattifying, and so I just went in with a teeny tiny bit. I thought it would be mattifying because there's no actual like description of what the product does. It is, I am experiencing a little bit of pilling. That might be my sunscreen, or it might be the Becca product, because the Becca product is pretty old. That is very glossy. Feel like we've got the glossy all over face trend. I do have a couple little breakouts right now, so we'll see how no makeup, we can get this foundation routine looking. For the underpainting, I'm gonna go in with my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser, and I have it in the shade 144, which is obviously too dark for me. It like exploded on the inside when I moved, which is too bad. But I'm just going to take this and I'm just gonna bronze with it. So I'm just gonna go kind of around the perimeter of my face, and then I'm gonna blend it in with this Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. Okay, there we go. I look like I'm straight from Instagram now. And I'm just going to blend. And I'm gonna try as much as I can to just stamp it into place. As I was kind of saying in the intro, I felt like this would be fun because I've never really tried to do this before. I've never really been like in on the trends. I don't know. I don't want to say like I've never cared. Like, I'm too cool to care. I just found YouTube at a point in my life where I was learning how to do makeup, and the things that were really popular back then, some of them were accessible to me and some of them weren't. So like, for example, like Morphe and ColourPop were really like trendy brands, and they would come out with like the 35O, and for a while it was just like an orange toned smoky eye was just everyone's absolute favorite thing. And I was only like 13 or 14 at the time when I first got into YouTube. I don't have a debit card. I don't have a credit card. I couldn't like order makeup online. That was not accessible to me. What was accessible was like in a Target. And so that I think really shaped the way that I like interacted with makeup. So then like it was more focused on what products are within my range that I've heard are good. I watched a lot of reviews more than I watched like trends or like here's how to recreate this celebrity makeup look, just because those kinds of things weren't within my grasp. So I have blended out the bronzer situation, and I'm going to try to take as little of this Nars soft light reflecting foundation, that's what it is, in the shade Santa Fe. If you want to see my full review that went up last week, I will link it down below. But yeah, normally I would use like 3 or 4 pumps, but I'm gonna go in with 2 and just see what I can do with that. Can't tell if my face looks like more sculpted than usual or not, because you know, I could have also just like completely screwed it up. Okay, there we go. And then I do want to keep that like fresh skin idea, but I do want to just go in with a little bit of this RMS Uncover Up just under my eyes. I was right in how much I love this concealer. It's so good. It just makes me sad. I have a really hard time finding RMS in store in Sephora's. I feel like if there are any of their products, they're just a little end cap, like they're part of like a Clean Beauty or a like products that these store people recommend kind of capsule. They don't have like their own section. So that's why I ended up getting the Ilia concealer, because I was in store and I needed a concealer and I couldn't find the RMS one. But if I'm running low on this the next time a VIB shit sale comes up, I might just go for it. I'm just gonna take my sponge and a teeny tiny bit of powder and just powder right here. There we go. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so I feel like we have gotten the ultra glossy cheekbones, check. I did some underpainting. We have pretty fresh skin, I would say. Obviously, I mean, to me, it's obvious that I'm wearing makeup. But I mean, I still think it looks really fresh and glowy. You can still see a lot of my freckles. You can still see some of my little friends. Some like beauty marks, or maybe they're sunspots. I don't know. Before I knew the difference between a beauty mark and a sunspot, they were on my face. So I don't know if I was born with them necessarily. And I think I'm gonna wait on the blush until after I've done the eyes. So that brings me to eyes. The 4 trends that this magazine talked about was a black smoky eye, disco makeup. This was the one that included lips. It was like glitter and color and like very monochromatic, but it was everywhere. Pastel eyes and styled brows. I don't think I'm gonna do disco makeup just because I want to do the lip trend, and so I don't want to like not be able to do that. I'm just trying to do as much as possible. I can do a black smoky eye, but like I do smoky eyes. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do pastel eyes and styled brows. I don't know how styled these brows are going to get. We're gonna tiptoe into a styled brow. So I'm just gonna go in really quickly and eye prime, and I'll be right back. So the styled brows that they had were like blocky and filled in with like bright red, and they had some pretty extreme examples. I want to do it a little more subtly. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick my pastel color, and then I'm gonna either take that exact shade or a shade that's similar to it and put it just like a little bit in my brow or like along the underside of my brow, and see how I feel about that. So first I'm actually going to just put in a little gel just so I can see the shape of them before, because normally I would just fill in my brows. This is the NYX Thick It Stick It Brow Gel in Taupe. There we go. I think for a brow gel, this actually gives me a lot of color and definition, as opposed to, I had a little Essence one that was good, but it really just kind of like brushed them into place. I didn't feel like there was much of a difference if I wasn't filling them in with like a pencil or something. Okay. There we go. So now I have some options. So when I was looking at the imagery they were using, it was usually like a bright pop of pastel kind of washed all over the lid. So my options are this Bloom shade in my ABH Sultry palette. I'm just gonna swatch these. Then I thought most of these won't work, but I thought either the pastel peach shade Play or the purpley shade Lace might be good contenders from my Huda Beauty new nude palette. Although those would definitely be more in my comfort zone than some of the other ones. This, you may have seen my reel doing my makeup for Barbie. I could always just go in with this shade Doll Face, which is just so perfect, and use kind of a light hand or mix it with a cream. And then I was thinking if I wanted to go orange, I could always do this shade Story from my Tati Westbrook Textured Neutrals Volume 1 palette. So, like, of these, the one that's the most pastel, I would say, are these two, but these are also the two that are the most in my comfort zone with this trend. So I thought maybe I could do something else, but I am thinking this purple might be a good contender. This is looking much more like red in comparison to the rest of the swatches, so I think I'm gonna get rid of that one as an option, and maybe that and the orange. And then I think I'm gonna go with the purple shade Lace, just because of what is probably gonna happen on the lips. It might help provide some balance, but I might go in a little bit with that Doll Face bright pink shade if I want a little bit more punch. So to do this, I'm just gonna take a flat shader brush straight into the shade Lace, and I'm gonna start packing it onto my lid, and then I will blend out from there. I did not set my eye primer, so I figured that was going to give us the most true to color situation. Then I'm just going to go in with this and a little bit of that Lace shade. I'm just going to blend out the edges. I'm going to try and get kind of a round shape on this eye and bring it in a little bit more. I'm going to take a little bit of the matte cream shade from my Pan That palette just to really diffuse the edges. Just on the side. Okay, I think for the sake of making sure that I don't overdo everything, I'm gonna apply a little bit of mascara to my upper lash line, then I'm gonna do the lip trend, and then I'm going to figure out how I'm gonna finish everything off. So I will be right back. I'm just gonna put on a little bit of my Tarte Lights Camera Lashes. I also went and tight lined with this Cargo Smokables eyeliner in the shade Karen Beach, Karon. It's just kind of bright purple, but I thought it might be nice just to tight line with that since I've got the lavender on the eyes and kind of pull out the purple in it. And then now I'm gonna jump quickly to lips so that we can get a semblance of confirmation or like understanding of how I'm gonna finish this off. So the trend for lips, other than disco, glitter, everything, was two-toned lips. So you have a different color on the top lip than the bottom lip. And the way they suggested doing this was with a liquid lipstick that completely sets down. So I pulled out all of my liquid lipsticks that I know of that completely set down. And since I wasn't sure what color I was going to go with on the eyes, I pulled out a lot. And I think we can very quickly discount the two orangey warm tone shades just because that's not really my journey to do a ton of different colors on the face. And so now that kind of leaves me with Stila Patina, which is a classic shade, BH Cosmetics Liquid Linen in the shade Nichelle, and Kat Von D's original formula in the shade Miss Argentina. I feel like I'm really leaning towards this, especially with the purple on the eyes. And what I'm thinking of doing is doing these two on the lips, going in with a little bit of that baby doll shade on my lower lash line to add some pink, and then going in with kind of a pinky purple blush. It'll be kind of like not monochromatic, but like duochromatic, and I think it might look really pretty. So I'm just deciding, I'm gonna do purple on the bottom. So I'm gonna start with Miss Argentina on the top, and I'm going to put this on, let it dry completely, and then go in with the purple. Okay, I forgot to get the purple on camera, but I feel like I look kind of insane, and also it's kind of fun. So we're just gonna go in with a little bit of doll face. I'm just gonna take this like flat kind of smudgy brush and just pack it on in. And then I'm going to take a little bit of the shade Daydream in the inner corner. A little more mascara on the lower lash line. Okay, I kind of obsessed. Okay. So for blush, to keep the super glossy cheek and skin situation that we have going on, I want to go in with a cream blush. That limits my options unless I want to experiment with a lipstick, but I think I found something that'll work. I have my two cream blushes that I currently have are this Bare Minerals Bounce into Blur blush in the shade Mauve Sunrise, which is a mauve color, and this Ilia mini multi-stick in the shade At Last. So here is At Last and here is Mauve Sunrise, and given that we want to keep a little bit of a strong blush but a glassy cheek, I think Ilia is going to be the win for this one. So I'm actually going to take my sponge and I'm just going to load it up onto the sponge. I find that I have better luck with most cream products if I put them directly onto my applicator tool and then go in. And then I'm just going to keep it pretty high on the face. I feel like the blush is going to automatically be kind of a strong blush because of the fact that I'm really not wearing any other cheek products, no highlighter, and I underpainted with that bronzer, so it's kind of more one with the skin and not as strong as I would normally bronze. Let's just take a little bit more. And dab, dab, dab. And then I'm just going to take the part that I use to apply foundation and just make sure I'm not bringing it too far in. Okay guys, I love this. It's definitely, I'm going to feel weird going to like the grocery store later, but this is so fun. Okay, so to recap, we've got the ultra glossy cheekbones. We did some underpainting. The skin is fresh. You can still see my real skin through the foundation. I've got kind of strong blush, I feel like, for how much face makeup I'm wearing. Oh my god, I totally forgot to do the brows. You know what? I'm happy with how it looks. We did a pastel eye and a two-toned lip, and we just let the brows be. So that is everything that I have for today's video. Please let me know what you thought. I had fun. I'm probably gonna do this again, not gonna lie, just because I had a great time, and I hope you also had a great time. Let me know, maybe not all at once, but would you try any of these? And other than that, I hope you're having an incredible, awesome day wherever you are, and that I get to see you in a future video. Thanks, guys.